Frances was my aunt. My mom is Eleanor, and I just want to start with a verse, Ecclesiastes 3, a time for everything. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. As I read that, I think about my Aunt Frances. She lived a long, beautiful life, 81 years, full of all those descriptions in that verse. You know, she didn't waste her life. She lived it to the fullest, and we're a testimony to it. I just want to share a little bit of the beginning of her life. When they said that I was going to be part of the eulogy, I was like, where to begin? But if you know Aunt Frances, you know, she experienced a lot of life, and we could be her all month, you know, telling stories. Frances Hunt was born Frances Tom on October 2nd, 1935, to John and Ada Tom in Chapart, New Mexico. She grew up in Buffalo Springs in northwestern New Mexico. She had one brother, Dennis Tom, who passed at the age of 4, and 2 sisters, Eleanor Jean Tom and Emma Jean McCoskey. She had 5 children. Her oldest, Ernest, passed in 1975. We have Jimmy, Wayne, Sharon, and Abraham. And she has many grandchildren and great-grandchildren she adored. I was going to ask how many grandchildren she has, but she even raised and loved those that were not her blood, even like my children. She's my aunt, but she always asked about my children. As a young girl growing up in Buffalo Springs, Frances had a passion for ranching. She rode horses and herded sheep. She loved the life on the ranch. My mother, Eleanor, remembers a time when she was around 5 years old and went with Frances to herd sheep. They walked for quite a while, and Eleanor was thirsty. When she saw the sheep running toward the watering hole, Eleanor ran just as fast as the sheep and drank water right beside them. Frances ran after her, grabbing her by her sheet, pulling her away, saying, "Hey, don't drink that dirty water." Even at a young age, Frances had high standards, no matter how thirsty you are. When her father sold the livestock, she was very sad, for she loved the animals she took care of. Frances always had a mother instinct in her and was like a mother to her sisters. She would buy them clothing and iron it before they went to school. She would also braid their hair. She wanted them to look presentable. My mom teased Emma, "Remember when Frances used to braid her hair? She used to do it so tight you would be crying." To this day, a cook where Eleanor and Emma went to school mentions what good girls they were, and I'm sure their appearance contributed to that compliment. Frances always loved jewelry, and even as a young girl, she wore her jewelry. As a young lady, Frances had already learned how to work hard and would outwork anyone around her. She and the family got into farming and would travel to different places, Arizona, Utah, Idaho, to work on farms to make a living. They then settled in Sheet Springs, New Mexico, where their mother Ada was from. Frances worked on developing the first roads created there. She worked hard removing rocks and leveling out the ground to make those roads along with other workers. Then in 1964, a young man caught her eye. He was very sharp looking with his white shirt and red tie. He was with a church group that was ministering in Sheep Springs. He was a non-Navajo from Oregon, a Warm Springs native. And this is when she met the love of her life and began a journey to spread the gospel. She married Ernest Hunt in Farmington, New Mexico. They raised their children in Sheep Springs, Phoenix, Tucson, and Warm Springs. Ernest taught Frances many things in life, and with her intellect and work ethic, they became a force to be reckoned with. They opened a business selling Native American arts and crafts in Phoenix in 1972, and then in Tucson in 1983. I myself remember a happy childhood traveling and hard work. When we would visit them in Tucson, I remember we would work hard making those bracelets and necklaces. I remember her being very particular. Make sure the wire's tight. She squeeze that clasp. She'd get after my sister and I and make sure we're doing it right. We would do that throughout the day, but always remember a good time in the evening, whether it was going swimming, playing putt-putt, or visit the nearby Chinese buffet. We worked hard, but we played hard too. Francis and Brother Hunt traveled throughout the United States to art shows and to hold revivals. They enriched lives by inviting people into their lives and taught lifelong lessons about living this life on earth. There are many talents my Aunt Frances possessed, from being a businesswoman to being an artist. She was a strong, beautiful soul, a pioneer woman who introduced fashions, lessons, and had a friend wherever she went. She made every person feel loved and was always encouraging. She would say, all you need is Jesus. And she would say, just pray, that's all you need to do. That was her answer to everything. Every endeavor she attempted, she was fearless and worked at every task with a drive unmatched up to her very last days.